All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
What are you seeing out there, Joel?
I think you guys are going to miss me.
Oh, we're going to definitely miss you.
I think so. I just caught the end of the show, and I don't know what you guys are going to do without me. I mean, is the entire Benzinga office going to shut down next week, or what's going on?
Perhaps.
Well, we shut down for the bulk of the day for our quarterly meeting. Not a lot of work got done today, hence why we're just kind of hanging out.
I have one question for Mitch.
Yes.
That brisket that you're going to make?
Yes, sir.
Is it kosher?
Of course. It's kosher. It's kosher.
Kosher for Passover?
Yeah.
Thank God that's over.
No. I actually got my barbecue on Good Friday, and I was like, man. All right, well, it's just staying there.
All right, Mitch, before we let you go, and I'll look barbecue. I mean, if you want to talk about a reopening stock, I mean, I don't even know what to say about, barbecue. It looks great. But I want to ask you about your buddy Peter Thiel and Richard Lee, and what's going on with their SPAC, man? What's going on with Bridgetown? What is going on, man? They have a deal. They don't have a deal. Here's my question for you. Why did this open up and trade at $26 on the first day? Was it all Richard Lee and Peter Thiel premium? That's a SPAC, right?
Yes. Here,
I'm just trying to make sure.
I'm gonna go to the Newswire, the BZ Newswire, see what we got. So what day? That was back in December, right? Yeah. That was when the rumor
was at the height.
No, that was the rumor. It was the peak of the hype, but it was also the rumor that they were going to maybe buy Tokopedia, right? Which would, but they.
Mitch likes that one.
But that didn't happen, right? That didn't happen.
What's Tokopedia? Do I need to ask what Tokopedia is? What is
It's not what you think it is.
I bet you it is.
Well, what do you think
it is?
What do you think it is?
I think it's a reference guide for weed smokers.
No, not Tokopedia. That would be Tokopedia.
No, it's it's like a Malaysian Southeast Asian e-commerce.
There you go, my man Spencer.
Somewhere in that part of the world, it's Southeast Asia. I know it's e-commerce, and I know it's somewhere in that realm.
So you don't need me. You got Spencer.
But anyway, so that was the rumor, but then that didn't end up happening. So
okay. Wow, but you haven't seen a SPAC chart like that, right? Where like the first day, the first week, I just thought that was rare, right?
Yeah, at least that one. You see a lot of these after the reverse merger. Like you could just look at Helion.
Right. But this doesn't even have a deal yet.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a deal yet. So yeah, that's a little bit weird yet. It's a lot of the times when you get rumors back in the early SPAC kind of wave, they used to just move off the rumor. It was almost like it was definitely a buy the rumor and sell the news kind of thing. Now I think it's a little bit different. When we had that down move, even if you had a rumor that you were going to get a company, that you weren't seeing the lift. We'll see if that changes now, and if the bottom is really in. A lot of people are starting to get a little bit more comfortable. I'm saying the bottom's in. At least we have another wave. Will we come back here at one point in time? It could happen, but I think we might have another wave here.
I think there's going to be some winners. I don't know if I'll be able to pick them, but there's going to, just like you have in the IPO market, you have, companies that emerge and that are successful.
You're going to miss the Coinbase IPO next week.
What? Coinbase?
Coinbase.
Oh, really?
The big crypto one. Yeah, direct listing Wednesday. It's gonna be fun.
COIN?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd I guess that? Right. Doesn't have the symbol. Okay. All right.
Corn Haze too. Corn Haze is in 2 weeks.
It seems 26 was Chris helping us out. The 26 was from the IPO. So
okay.
So it IPO'd up there. That makes some sense.
So the question is when I get back, is the S&P going to be at 5,000 or 6,000?
Well, let's see. You're gone for a week, so you're gone for
just 1 week.
5 trading days.
Yeah.
Joe will be playing cornhole, so don't worry about it.
We're gonna go up 0.75% every single day. So wherever that's or 0.5% every single day, wherever that takes us.
So that's Spencer's sophisticated, back-tested trading analysis. I mean, 0.5%. I mean, if there's some bad news, we'll go up 0.5% a day. But
well, I mean, it's Joe. I'm surprised you haven't drawn our attention to that chart there because we are at the high of the session right now.
We're always at the high of the session, Spencer.
At this time of day, you're right. You're right, Joel. You're absolutely right.
Wow, 335. I mean, you had that little dip. I don't even need to give you guys there are no levels. That's one thing. I'm gonna retire from levels because there are no levels. There's no resistance in the market. We made a little dip off the open. Really didn't even come near the pre-market low of 81 even. Hit 86.75 and it's just been bye. Just right now, 41.13 and a quarter. We're trading at the high of the session. I happen to write a target down based on the 9-day average trading range, but there's no way we're going to get to 41.30 and a quarter. So that would be a super juicy target. Crude not having fun at $60. This second day in a row, we made a high at 60. We're down 30 cents at 59.30. Gold, a positive week, but a negative day. That's 17.50, folks. If you're going to learn anything from on this show, daily highs in the same area. Even yesterday's high, 59.40. Didn't get there today, 58.20. Silver still above $25, but it's down 30 cents at 25.28. And another day of looking at Bitcoin between 55K and 60K. I will talk to the investment committee, but I may start talking about the Ethereum futures. Did you know that?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention it the other day. Yeah, I did hear about that. When's that going to be launching?
They're launched. I bet you. Oh, look at that. And I pulled the symbol out of you know what. There it is. It launched a little while ago. Actually, yeah, there's a weekly. So we were in the dark on this one, but baby, Ethereum makes it onto the chart.
All right. What we got to do now in the morning, we do the S&Ps. We're going to boot gold. We're going to
boot silver.
Well, we need oil, I think, is still important. Silver, I could go with that silver, and we need Bitcoin. We need Ethereum. That's what we need in the mornings now. We need.
So I'm going to change it up. We gotta have some changes in the show. I feel we're getting kind of boring. The market goes up every day.
Okay.
I think we got to change some things up. So maybe I'll go SPOOs, crude, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Ripple.
Great. Let's do look at the old XRP. Are they still under investigation by the SEC? I think so.
No, I don't know, but I just want to point out, and this is something, we talked about this morning, and then, Dennis, he talked about it, and he said, it's too late to buy. It ain't too late to buy Apple. Look at that. Up 240 today, 132.76. I mean, this is the big boys participating. Blew away my 50% number, like it blinked, like it wasn't even there. Microsoft, probably a new all-time high for Microsoft here, 255.35. It's where it's trading. Amazon saying, hey, you guys forgot about me. I'm part of the S&P 500 too. So that's rambling up towards the all-time high. And the Googster just added another $17 today. Oh, potential double top. Let me know what happens at 22.84 next week. And Facebook's down $1.60, but come on. Who's going to complain about the move in Facebook? I mean, this thing has just been a monster. And you know what? I say no signs of institutions looking to exit.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll leave y'all with this. There's a potential double top there. Right there. Look at that. Facebook. 2 highs in a row. Let's see how close. Actually, a matching range session. 1588, 1474. Maybe instead of trying to pick a top on this one, you guys for next week keep an eye on, wow, was that low from yesterday? Yep, that's correct. 310, right? 06, the low today, 310.39. You Facebook traders, you better keep your face on 310 here, because I could see some potential downside if it takes out 310.
All right, let's bring on a third wheel here who can liven the show up a little bit.
Okay, let's do that. Roberto.
Hey there, guys. How are you?
Rob Friesen, Stock Odds, Bright Trading. How we doing?
Not too bad, thanks.
Okay, so we're going to bring Rob in here because Rob he's not the rah-rah, the market has to go up, rah-rah, the market has to go down. He tries to pick stocks that have a higher probability of going down and stocks that have a higher probability of going up. So you're kind of cheering both sides of the market. You don't have to root for the SPOOs to go one way. You don't have to root for Pump and Powell. So talk to us about the week. We had no Sunday night show. I know you all are going to be disappointed because I'm going to be on vacation. Unless you want to try and work all the fancy controls or whatever. No Sunday night show.
I'm going to let you do that. No problem.
All right. So talk about the setups from last week. You're just kind of, and you and Bob, we talked about Bob saying the roaring 20s. How long ago was that? That was like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. We had Bob Bright on to talk about it. And that scenario, the roaring 20 scenarios playing out. But talk about what was on your radar for the week, how things turned out, and maybe some potential setups for next week.
I mean, the big thing was the seasonality that we had last week and kind of spilled over into this week. We're kind of supposed to be past that seasonality window with that institutional bump that you get. But I mean, where are people going to go for yield? I mean, now we got a problem where you have the inflation versus deflation arguments. And what I fail to hear is sort of a balanced approach in that, meaning that, with the uptake of technology, you should have deflation in many areas, but with the bottlenecks of, supply, shipping, things like that, and with just the consumer demand to get back to life as usual, as well as all the stimulus money and all that, we have a run on prices. Look at what Vegas just did. Car rentals jacked up the price 50% for car rentals. Why? Vegas is starting to come alive again. And, the Uber drivers aren't, wanting to come out and participate. So the car rental companies jack the price by 50%.
So you're not emptying your long-term portfolio for T-notes at 1.6%? I mean, come on, Rob. I mean, that's what everyone was predicting was going to happen. I mean, 1.6%, man, that's like 3 days in the S&P 500. So you're not doing that, huh?
No. But am I allowed to make a fun prediction on the show or no?
That's absolutely what we're all about. Yeah, come on.
Okay. Well, have you noticed on Bitcoin the volume has been drying up overall, but on the pullbacks especially, Bitcoin's been pulling back a little bit with very low volume. So my observation as a chart reader, which I'm not, but if I were, I would say that the next leg up is to about 72,000. That's what we're seeing, some compression there. We're seeing an opportunity for that thing to go higher.
Why the low? What do you mean? People aren't buying to pull back as much?
the other volume pullbacks were relatively high whenever it had a bit of a price
people were
correction,
selling.
right? So we're not seeing that. We're I wrote an article in Stocks and Commodities about anticipating lower volatility for the month of April. This is not a new theme, especially a reoccurring theme in the light of our Fed and everything else. So volatility declining, and that means it's a good slope for lots of different assets to rise, right? Bitcoin is just one of those things that people are, I think adoption is increasing to some degree. People are wanting to get in. They think it's going to the moon, of course. But anyway, if I was to make a prediction, that would be.
I tell you, you just made some friends on the pre-market prep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't mean to do that. Hey, yeah. I have to confess though. I do mine. I do have mining operation, and so I get paid in Bitcoin. So I am an owner of Bitcoin. Okay, so I have to disclose that.
Do you really have a mining operation?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it heats my house, my mining operation. So my benefit is heat and and some pay.
All right, so let's talk about the week, what we talked about on Sunday, what you're seeing today, and rolling into the close here. Bound to finish at 8.
Well, I mean, what's interesting is for this week, look at some of the rotation. I mean, I think we can stick with this theme that energy is not the place that I would want to concentrate, capital. Look at some of the sectors that performed very poorly for this week, and I think the industrials are one of those areas that are going to limp along fairly slow, but I think there's going to be traction going forward in the next few months with industrials. Technology should still be kind of a mixed bag. You've got to kind of pick and choose your battles there. But overall, I think Apple's a good indication of there's still money flow into technology. You got to pick your battles. I really think that there's an opportunity for people to, whether you're trading or investing, to be stock pickers to some degree, because we've seen the breadth of the market sort of spread out a little bit more, a better balance between value and growth. And if you focus on small bets and spread out, don't concentrate everything into one idea, but spread it out a little bit and do some long and short stuff. This is a great market that we're coming into, even though, volatility is declining and the slope is still up. I have no problem, being 50% long and 50% short on the day in various names. That doesn't make me a bad person to short things. It means that I take the market out of it as much as possible.
Right. Okay. Just give us an example today. I don't know if you want to talk about it in your individual positions, but maybe, sectors. I mean, you mentioned the oil sector. Crude. I mean, if you're expecting to replicate the run that it had, I mean, that was incredible, right? Maybe we're just going to go this is a weekly down here. I mean, how many boring weeks did we have through mid-April last year through mid-October before we caught fire? Even if you have that same kind of consolidation, then oil stocks are not going to be the place to be because that it had the primary catalyst. So any other sectors today that, showed up in the in the short filter, or that they were using to hedge some of your longs?
I mean, for us, performance-wise and things, there was opportunity to be long some healthcare and short some healthcare, right? Opportunity to again be long some technology, short some technology. So there's a lot of strategies where you can go with the quantitative data that says, the probabilities are high for this grouping of stocks and they're low for this grouping. And you just basically go long the higher probability stocks and go short the lower probability stocks. So how you arrive at that can be a multi approach. It could be some quantitative stuff, some technical stuff, could be introducing some fundamental changes, could be introducing some macro themes in general. So depending on how complicated you want to get or how optimized you want to get.
Okay. All right. Before I let you go, I just digging deep into your Rob database and the Stock Odds database. What do we have just around the corner? We have earnings, right?
Yeah.
And do you have any statistics on, let's say, Apple or Microsoft or the performance of these? Because I know talking to Dennis, one of his strategies, and he'll even do these on stocks that don't even perform that well, but there's always expectations for an earnings beat. So you think that some of the hop here in Apple, it may be, I mean, they report a little bit later in the quarter, I think, but with JP Morgan, Apple just knocking on the door here at 133. S&P's just blasted the new high at 1775. You think we're coming in, besides with the seasonality, you just think people are little pre-earnings rallies in some of these stronger stocks?
Well, I mean, I think with the numbers that you're seeing on GDP and everything else coming through, I think that maybe the analysts are a little bit shy of what we're actually going to see, right? I think that there's going to be some beats this time around, and the market's just getting ahead of that. So if there's, it's like a triple threat. There's so many different layers to why the market is still going up at this point, and I wouldn't argue with it. We talked on the Sunday show about blue sky still. We don't have a lot of resistance to lean on, do we? I mean, so what do you want? You're gonna argue with it? I don't think so. It doesn't mean I have to be long only. I mean, I can have my selections and stuff like that, but I'm not going to argue with the market.
No, because the market always wins.
Yeah. And
all right. Any final thoughts here? We're gonna take a look at some tickers here in the last 9 minutes. As the rally extends here, you're gonna have you're probably if I look at the S&P, you probably made your low on Monday and your high on Friday. Yep, that's what you're seeing. A little gap up there. Strong week. I don't even know. Did we have a down day this week? What happened on this day? Oh yeah, we had a correction from 67.75 to 66.50. So any final thoughts, Rob?
No, I mean it's going to be a lot around the earnings, as you said, and our data contains that aspect of it embedded in it. It's not isolated for the earnings event, but we've always said be cautious, 7 days before the company reports and maybe 3 days afterwards. Just, exercise an element of caution around stocks because the numbers do leak out. This is the information age. I mean, somebody has to type up things leak, and the market gets ahead of the events for sure.
There's a lot of rich guys that working in the mailroom in some of these companies, right? When they have
that's why they take those low-paying jobs. I get it. Okay.
All right, Roberto. I will talk to you I'll give you a ring during the week next week from my vacay spot, and we'll catch up. No Sunday show this Sunday.
I got some good news for you.
Yes.
So there was no flights on Air Canada out of Canada to Brazil. So I booked on American. They just canceled my flights to Brazil. So I cannot go in May to Brazil. Flights are all canceled. There is no way to get there. So I'm around. So whatever you guys want to do.
Okay, that's good. Yep, I forgot to ask you about that earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. I know you want to go over for your daughter's wedding.
That's what.
No, I want to know, Rob, do you know what's going on down there? Like, there's a pretty it's a bad
part of being a quantitative trader is you turn off all the news altogether, right?
Going on down there.
My daughter Jewel, she lives in Manaus, which is probably the hot spot of the world. That's right in the center of the Amazon.
Jeez.
So she lives there. She's getting married. I'm supposed to go to her wedding. But American Airlines is not accommodating me for some reason, and I can't figure it out. Canceled all the flights.
Jeez, Louise.
What if just something I want you to think about. What if I send my private jet to take you?
I would appreciate that. That would be a big help. Yes.
Yep. If we can land in Canada. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you next week. Well, Spencer, you said the market was going to go up 0.5% every day, and now we're up 0.7%.
Yeah.
So does that only mean we're going to be only up 0.3% on Monday, or what? You are on there. We're ripping into the close here, folks. When I say there's no resistance, there's no resistance. That my target of 41. I can't believe I even wrote this down on a piece of paper. 41.30 is my upside target today. A few minutes ago, that didn't look possible, but here we are, ramping it up into the close.
Yeah, I just am looking up what's the Brazil ETF symbol? It's B
EWZ.
WZ, yeah, EWZ. That's the one.
Yeah, how they doing over there?
It's pretty bad down there. So
yeah. Well, I don't think he can get out of Canada. I don't think I think they're I mean, they're not letting anybody in or out. I don't know if we're ever going to see Triple D again here.
No, I don't think I will.
I don't know. I think it's it. I think we'll just see that. We'll just see him with that funky hair on the broadcast.
I mean, the last time I saw Dennis in person was I think the spring of 2019. And like May, I think May 2019 was the last time I've actually seen Dennis. I think it's been 2 years.
Really? Wait, what didn't we do something in what was the Benzinga Trading Summit?
Yeah,
was that 2 years ago.
I don't remember when that. I think that was in May.
What about the FinTech Awards? Didn't we go out there? Did you not go? Did Jason not want to pay for you to go for the FinTech Awards?
No, I was there.
Okay.
No, I think Dennis wasn't there. I don't think, but
he went to the FinTech Awards.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that was in the fall.
Okay, Emily Davis is probably the most polite person in the chat.
Right. Neo, let's go to Neo.
She said, before I go on vacation, take a look at Neo.
All right, let's do it.
NIO. Without looking at it, I'm going to say 38.50 is where it's trading. I was pretty close. 38.15. Boy, these stocks have just been out of favor lately. Even Tesla's down today. It just hasn't turned, Emily. I would say you got a little streak of lower highs going, so you're bound to break that. I mean, you don't need me to tell you there's tons of support here at 36. So if you want to lean on it, little swing trade here, 38. You got to watch this. 30, that's 35. So you're tons away from support. It's just out of favor. And that's really, I'm going to get rid of this retracement though for Emily, which is my daughter's name too. So that's why I answered your question.
The only reason.
Yeah. And I'll just give you this retracement to ponder when I'm gone. You had the rally. Okay, this is the rally, baby. I missed the low. We're going back to 50. Nope. And you were turned back. And now, so the best thing is maybe just hang in here right around 38, 39 for a couple more days. Maybe this low will look like this low and you can turn back up. But man, is this thing going back to 65 soon? If I had to make a safe bet, I don't think that's going to happen when I'm on vacation.
All right, we'll do a couple more because we are a minute and a half away from the close. Let's look at CRISPR for Chill Will. Chill Will wants to know about CRISPR Therapeutics.
Chilly Willy. Oh, let's see. I'm not going to include the pre-market. I mean, once again, just a heavily out of favor stock. It's going down. It's tried to rally. I mean, look, you got tons of support here. I'm sure you don't want to hear this at 106, 107, 108. So if you're leaning on a for a swing trade, that's your major support. Maybe what you're going to have happen. I mean, you broke these lows here. Man, I would love to say I think this thing is turning and going back up to 160, 170, but you just can look and like biotechs. Like, do we talk about biotechs anymore? Like,
no. Every day I sort of mention it on our pre show, but then nobody ever acknowledged.
Yeah.
Nobody ever acknowledged me, so then I just stopped mentioning it.
Biogen, yeah. So not much help on that. I'm sorry, but you got your levels to lean on. With these, you need a catalyst. Go look at your FDA calendar, see if they got something in the pipeline.
Okay, one more. StoneCo. Speaking of Brazil, this is a Brazilian IT company or tech company, STNE.
Oh, didn't this have some big runs?
Yes. Well, it's
well, it looks better than that other chart you just had me pull up. A potential head and shoulders double bottom. I don't like the way we peeled off the high there of 69.38 at 67.75, but there you go. I take out yesterday's high, got some more room to go, hasn't had anywhere near a 50% retracement. I just wouldn't expect the string of higher lows to continue forever. You've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But definitely, long term could be potential. S&P's just blasted over 41.20 here, 21.50 high. Going to close on the high once again. Another great day for the market.
All right. On that note, Mr. Elconin, I won't see or hear from you for a week.
No.
Unless you text me, of course.
Yeah. I doubt it.
Well, you doubt it. Yeah. I want you to have fun, relax, unplug. I'll be here when you get back. I hope.
I'm going to try and be a little bit more fired up. I know I've been kind of down the last couple shows and stuff, but I'm going to come back. I'm going to be fired up, ready to go. And I'm sure you guys are going to do a great job.
All right, Joel.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy.
All right. See y'all a week from Monday.